Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and Tech Hit is finally over here on JP. I would say he is a very good unit. Now, right away at the beginning of this video, I do want to point out one thing that definitely is going to hold Hit back for now is he's essentially only on one team, because the Universal Survival Arc Saga and Universe 6, those are both in Hit's leader skill. So, it's just... that's the biggest issue with Hit, I would say. Another, issue for Hit is also the fact that he does not have a defensive buff, which can be a bit annoying, but I think this Hit is going to be like a great unit for Super Battle Road. So we're going to go ahead and show him at 55%, which I'm doing now with DOKKANFEST exclusives, as well as LRs. Now, I would say Hit, it's probably not as necessary for me to do this video for Hit since he's been on Global for so long, because I feel like the 55% videos, those are mainly for global players, to kind of see like, okay, what's this newest unit, how do they work with no dupes, right? But Hit has already been on Global for several months. Okay, so I'll level him up, and we'll go into an event and test him out. Again, really, there's only one team that we can show him on, so we'll go see how well he does on that Universe 6 / Universal Survival Arc team. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and hop into an event with a team looking like this. So if we go ahead and take a look at the category real quick, obviously a majority of this category, like of Universe 6 category, is on the Universal Survival Saga anyway, right? It's really like Champa and Vados, who are kind of like the Universe 6 exclusive units that are not on the Universal Survival Arc. But like, what's funny is, once I get both Champa and Vados like rainbowed, awakened, and everything all finished up, they are going to be some of the best units for this Universe 6 category, because they're just fantastic support type units. The Universal Survival Arc does have just a lot of regular support anyway. Like, we have God Topo on the team, and I'm also bringing the Super Saiyan 2 Kale, who's not too bad. Of course, she's got that, Universe 6 category. Yeah, attack and defense 30% is very, very good, especially for a free-to-play unit. Like, that's... dude, like, I'm telling y'all, like, when they give us free-to-play units, something like that Kale or the STR World Tournament Goku Black, those are like the exquisite, like, yes, please give us those type of free-to-play units. Yeah, and then there's the April Fool's loading screen right there. You gotta love that. So, alright, we're hopping into an event. Now, Hit, right, his leader skill. Let me just go over his leader skill really quick, because he does have one of the best leader skills in the game. Like, he's right up there with, like, Blue Gogeta and Physical Broly. Like, I would say the best thing about Hit by far is his leader skill. Like, no doubt about it. Because he gives Universe 6 170% to all stats and 3 key. And then the Universal Survival Arc, he gives 3 key and 150% to all stats. Now, that's a really big deal. Especially because of how ridiculously good the Universal Survival Arc team is. Like, all of these ridiculously powerful units that the team has got, like, LR Goku and Frieza and stuff. And what's funny is LR Goku and Frieza, they're, a really good linking partner with Hit, because, they have Shocking Speed, they have Fierce Battle, and they have Experienced Fighters. Well, they also have Tournament of Power. They share many links with Hit, so LR Goku and Frieza will work incredibly good with them. Alright, so both of the hits we have are 55%. The friend Hit is also 55%, so we can see how solid he is on both aspects here. I'm curious how well he'll defend. This is only the very first phase, but I want to see like how much damage our boy is going to be taking at the 55% level. And he's taking, okay, that's nothing. That's acceptable damage for sure. And then his attacks at 1.33, so that's certainly very effective at 55% in the dupe system. Remember, one thing about Hit is he gets a 120% attack buff when performing a super attack. So what that means is that he's going to get that additional attack buff, like from support type passives, right? Like, support type passives will really enhance Hit with the fact that, he gets his attack buff on super attack. So Vegeta can have his attack lowered. So that's one really good thing about Hit, is that from his passive, he lowers the enemy's attack by 20% and defense minus 80% for 2 turns. Then he has a high chance to stun from his passive. He also has a chance to stun from his super attack. So he can do a lot. Like, again, that's why over on the Super Battle Road, this hit is going to be very, very interesting because 2 different chances to stun plus lowering enemy attack by 20% for 2 turns. That's very good. Like, I'm not even going to front. That's going to be very, very useful in some of these stages of Super Battle Road. Now, we'll see what happens. Like, you know, what if Universal Survival Arc or Universe 6 gets a new category Super Battle Road stage in the next update. Oh, we got the stun right there. Very good, very good. I think it's very likely that we would see at least one of those 2, probably the Universal Survival Arc, would get a category Super Battle Road stage. If that's the case, Hit would be a very, very strong option. But really, like, I gotta imagine they're gonna make the Universal Survival Arc, like, Super Battle Road as difficult as the Realm of Gods one, because, like, the Universal Survival Arc is just so stacked. And then, like, Jiren, like, you know, you got Jiren plus Hit together. It's just a ridiculous combo. Like, that's the thing. I could have brought Jiren on the team as well. Like, Jiren and Hit, like, sort of are, like, best friends, because, you know, Jiren has, what, the 25 to 30% chance to stun the enemy with his passive. If that activates, then Hit will activate the second part of his passive, where he gets an additional 80% attack, and attacks become effective against all types. So he essentially will then have 200% attack, which, of course, is going to be very, very good. All right, so God Topo will have given Hit... Ooh, okay, so we're up to 2 million. Very good. 55%, 2 million? That's actually pretty good. that's really good. Oh, dude. All right, so Hit has got the potential to really bust out high levels of attack. The other thing, too, is that was not Hit with his full passive active. So even 55%, we could get higher than that. I'm probably we're gonna finish out this run, and then what I'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll hop back into an event. I'll stun the enemy, because it'll be difficult, because you're gonna want to stun the enemy for 2 turns. I mean, again, Jiren works well, but I kind of do want to get that exact same rotation, except the enemy stunned. So we got that Super Saiyan 2 Kale, we got God Topo. So, you know, I'll get some sort of boss enemy stun. We'll come back in and we'll see what Hit can do with that full 200% attack passive. This definitely seems like a really good unit to do this, or a really good stage to do this stuff on, because Vegeta can be stunned, right? And Vegeta, obviously one of the newest DOKKANFEST boss fights. Also one of the few boss fights that actually has 5 stages on it. So that always makes them pretty much the best for showcases. So, yo, God Topo is an outstanding unit. Remember, on his super attack, he does give a little buff. Yeah, 1.66. So, Hit is definitely looking a lot better with that God Topo than with the Super Saiyan 2 Kale. I like Hit. Hit is definitely very good. There's no doubt about it. Like, I'm not really gonna undersell Hit. He is a very good unit. What's funny is, when he originally was coming to Global, like, I actually thought he was going to end up being better than he is, but then, like, you know, after using him, it's like, no, he is reasonably good. Like, I would say I do think AGL Metal Cooler is better, like, but that's because, remember, I don't only focus on damage. Like, for example, I think the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta cards are better than LR Goku and Frieza. LR Goku and Frieza absolutely out-damages, you know, the LR Super Saiyan 4s. Like, there's no doubt about that. But, like, for me, damage is not everything, especially in this like environment now where we have Dokkan Battlefield, Super Battle Road, and Extreme Z Awakening, where damage is not everything in those 3 modes. I mean, Dokkan Battlefield, if for, like, LR Goku and Frieza, they can, like, one-shot a boss in Dokkan Battlefield, but, like, it's pretty much just them. Because even, like, the LR Super Saiyan 4s, right, you can't open up one of those Dokkan Battlefield fights with them having that passive active. That's not going to work, because, or their active skill, because it's got to be 4 turns. Whereas, you know, LR Goku and Frieza, you know, provided you can get them the key, you know, they'll be doing their max damage on turn 1. So that's one really good thing. Okay, so we got super attacked on Hit. That's not good. This will be a lot of damage right here. We're not going to die, but we're going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, well, 126,000. That's not that bad. But, I mean, that's the one thing with Hit. Hit can deal a lot of damage, but he is different from a lot of new units nowadays. Like, what is the last unit that does not have a defensive buff, like a DOKKANFEST exclusive? Like, Kid Goku has one, the LR Super Saiyan 4s have one. transforming Vegeta, you know, both attack and defensive buffs. I guess Int Goku Black does not, but Int Goku Black stack rate greatly raises his defense on super attack, so that sort of counts right there. And then, yeah, like Metal Cooler, Super Boo, transforming Goku and Frieza, they all increase their defense. I think does Android 17 increase his defense? He might not. It's been a little while since I've looked at the details for Android 17. Okay, so we'll go ahead and let LR Goku and Frieza go ahead and sit our boy Blue Vegeta down. And again, now I'm just going to hop into an event real quick, and we'll get hit with that full passive active. You know, when the enemy is stunned, he'll be able to get up to an attack buff of 200%, which looks, that'll be very, very good. And then real quick, Android 17, yeah, does not get a defensive buff, but he does get damage reduction once HP is below 77%. So, okay, we'll be right back. Alright guys, so here's a rotation where we'll be able to get hits full passive active because God Vegeta was stunned on the last turn. So let's see what our boy Hito is able to do with that full 200%. He's probably not going to get as high as we saw previously with the 2 support type units on rotation, but maybe. Let's see what he does with the full 200% he can get. And he's at 1.74, yeah. So that's the thing with Hit. Like, support type units, because he gets his attack buff on super attack, support type units are just so important for him, right? Like, really, they're very, very, very important. So Champa, you want to run Champa or Vados or God Topo on this team. It's going to be very, very important to bring out the best that we could see from Hit. So, all right, I mean, there we go. I'm going to have to say, like, Hit is very impressive. Like, we were getting between, like, 3 million was, like, the lowest we saw, up to a 2 million attack stat, and he's 55% in the dupe system. Like, the hits we've been using are 55%. That's very good. Like, that's going to be very valuable for a free-to-play player to get Hit who can put up those kinds of damage numbers even when you don't get a lot of dupes. Like, again, that's good. Like, I have to give it up to Hit. He is very good. Like, I don't want to undersell him. I don't like the fact still that he doesn't have a defensive buff, but, you know, Android 17 works and he doesn't have a defensive buff. I mean, granted, he raises allies' defense and then he also gets damage reduction at a certain point, but, you know, Hit is still good even without it. He's definitely a very solid unit. I would say the one thing for him I want to see is hopefully, like, the next category that comes out, Hit can be added to, because, I mean, just one team for him, that's very disappointing, although it is one of the best teams in the game, no doubt about that. So, alright guys, we'll go ahead and finish up here. I was actually thoroughly impressed by Hit. I feel like Hit is one of these units who, on paper, he looks a little worse than he actually is. You know, that's definitely the case with many units where, you know, you look at them and they might seem a bit underwhelming or such, but once you actually get them in game, they're incredible. I think the LR Super Saiyan 4s are a great example of that, where you initially see their info and it's like, oh yeah, they're very good, but then you use them, it's like, oh no, they're the best units in the game. Like, Hit is very similar. So, we'll finish up here. I'll go ahead and get him rainbowed. I want to farm up Vados. I want to farm up Champa so we could get them on the team when showcasing Hit, you know, at rainbow level. You know, we'll make sure to get that 200% attack buff. We'll have rotations with Champa and the enemy stun, like all kinds of, you know, ridiculousness like that to see how high Hit can get to. So, thanks guys for watching, and I will catch y'all next time.